Hi guys. Before I tell you everything, please make sure you hit that button, hit the subscribe button. You know that little bell that's beside the subscribe button? Hit it and hit that thumbs up. Okay. So today I'm going to read you guys this book that's called Halloweenies. They make fun of this long dog, and it's called the Halloweenies. So I can just putting it up like that so I can make sure you guys see it good. There once was a dog named Oscar who was health a dog tail and one and a health dog long. That's the dog I'm talking about. Because of his unusual shape and size, all the other dogs made fun of him. Whiner dog, they called him. And Oscar did not like it one bit. Oscar's mother was no help either. Every morning when the dogs walked off to abandoned school, Oscar's mother stood in the front yard waving and calling out, "Farewell, my little Vina," Sanj. And the other dogs laughed and laughed. Those are the bullies. Most of the time, Oscar was upset by all this, but not today. Today was Halloween, and Oscar was thinking about other things all day long. At abandoned school, Oscar daydreamed about Halloween night, trick-or-treats, and scary costumes. He's thinking about scary costumes, as you can see. When Oscar got home, he dashed upstairs to start working on his scary Halloween costume. But when he got to his room, a surprise was waiting for him. "Happy Halloween, little Sanj," Link said, Oscar's mother. "I've made you a costume to wear for trick-or-treating." When Oscar saw the costume, he nearly fainted. So he rushed upstairs. You know what rushing upstairs means? He ran upstairs. See? He didn't really like the surprise he got. So he didn't want to show unkindness or he don't like. It was a giant hot dog bun complete with mustard, and guess who was supposed to fit in the middle? Oscar did not want to hurt his mother's feelings, so he decided to wear the silly costume. His mom got him a silly costume of a hot dog. And he didn't want to show, he didn't want to hurt his mom's feelings, so he decided to wear it. That night, all the dogs on the block gathered to show off their costumes. Everyone was looking quite scary. Then Oscar showed up looking quite frank. When the dogs saw Oscar in his silly costume, they howled with laughter. Look at Oscar! Look at Oscar! They cried. He really is a whiner dog, poor dog. He is really a whiner dog. They made fun of him. Poor Oscar was so embarrassed. Whiner dog, laughed the other dogs as they ran off to go trick-or-treating. Oscar tried to keep up with the dogs, but his silly costume kept slowing him down. All night long, the other dogs handed every treat they could get their paws on. So by the time Oscar got to each house, there were no treats left. There were no treats left for him. They took every treat, so he could not get any. Soon trick-or-treating was over, and the dogs walked home past a spooky graveyard. Suddenly, a horrible hissing sound filled the air. Hiss! The dogs stopped dead in their tracks. Then out of the graveyard rose and funstily monster. The dogs screamed for their lives. They dropped their treats and jumped into a nearby pond. So they saw a spooky monster and they ran. You will not know who is wearing that costume. It will be funny, so funny. The monster moved closer. Please don't hurt. Please don't eat us, cried the dogs. The monster yelled and hissed. Boo hoo hoo, sobbed the dogs. The monster jumped up and down. Somebody save us, shrieked the dogs. horrible monster, but you will not believe who is wearing that monster costume. Just then, somebody showed up. It was Oscar. Because Oscar was so short, he saw something that the other dogs had not seen. That snow monster cried Oscar, and with a loud bark, Oscar waddled to the rescue. Oscar chomped and tugged with all his might. So he saw those little foots and he started pulling it. You can almost notice who's wearing those costumes. Rip! And they're standing in the moonlight, where a couple of ordinary cats. Help! Cried the cat. We're being attacked by a giant Frankfurter, and they ran off screaming through the graveyard. You see, it was little cats wearing all those things as a spooky monster. It's funny. The dogs in the pond had seen the whole thing, and now it was their turn to be embarrassed. We've been chased into a pond by a couple of cats, they moaned. But Oscar was a true friend. He leapt into the water and swam out to the dogs. Oscar's silly costume made a wonderful life raft, and the dogs climbed up all aboard Oscar's called, and he dog and puzzled and the dogs back to shore. So you see, when they got back to dry land, all the dogs shared their Halloween treats with Oscar. Because Oscar had been so brave, the dogs changed his nickname from Whiner Dog to Hero Sandwich, and they changed his nickname from Whiner Dog to Hero Sandwich. And from that night, nobody ever made fun of Oscar again. Happy Halloween! So you see that that story was funny, silly, and so important to you guys. Thank you so much for seeing this video. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Bye. Happy Halloween.